20 to 8 on a Friday morning, and it's time to catch up with Brian in Melton. He's been charting life in lockdown for us over the past few weeks in Melton, and he sent me a note last night to say he's had a hell of a week. So I think it's probably time to let Brian get that off his chest now and tell us what's been going on, because hopefully it'll make him feel better. Good morning, Brian.
Morning, Leslie.
It's Mark.
Thank Christ the sun is out. Isn't that lovely? Thank Christ that wind has gone. During the week, I thought Malcolm's palm tree was coming over on Tuesday with the wind. It's been a hell of a week. I tell you what, if that happened again next week, I'm packing up and I'm leaving Melton. I never had a week like it.
Really? What's happened?
Everything. I tell you now, I'm sick to the back teeth. I think we're supposed to have some nice weather now, aren't we?
Hopefully from Sunday onwards, yes.
Well, I want to be able to sit down and enjoy a bit of sunshine with a beer in the garden after what I had. Last Saturday, it was so hot, wasn't it, Leslie?
That was lovely.
Saturday,
it's Mark.
She got me, Rosemary, she asked me, would you kindly, she said, it's going to rain, Brian, would you kindly empty my water butts and give them a scrub out, because they go green, don't they?
They do.
And, yeah, no, starting to get a little bit green inside. So, anyway, I drained them out using the watering cans, and I emptied all that out, turned them up. So anyway, I did all that for. Well, I sweat my guts out, Leslie. I tell
Mark.
you what, it's been a long while since I was perspiring, and she said to me, why don't you take an old boiler, because I've got an old boiler suit I wear, you see, when I'm mucking about in the garden, because last thing I want to do is ruin me good clothes. She said, take that old boiler suit off and go and put your shorts on. So that's what I done. I come in, I put my shorts on and an old T-shirt thing. That was still hot, mine, but I carried on. Well, lunchtime we stopped, so I'd emptied them. We got to let them dry out before I put them back up, you see. We sat there, and Rosemary, she made me a fish finger sandwich, which was nice. She brought it out, sat there. Next thing you know, I had a pain like it in my crotch, and I tell you what, I leapt up, and I've been stung by a ruddy wasp right in my groin.
No.
I hid, and I was jumping around. I pulled my shorts down. Well, with that, she started panicking that neighbour Marcus will be seeing. She said, put them up, she said. I tell you what, I said to her, so I can't be doing with a swelling down there, but that didn't come to nothing, because you don't know, dear, because there's so many different types of wasps.
Got to be careful.
You have got to be careful in them areas, and I wouldn't say that didn't hurt. That was a bit tender for the best part of it. Anyway, I couldn't have me fish finger sandwich because I've dropped that, so we had to make deal with a crumpet. But that was the first thing that happened there.
Well, what happened next?
Was it Sunday that weather started closing in?
Yeah, it got cold, didn't it, from lunchtime?
Cold? I said to Rosemary, I said, look out there now. You wouldn't believe yesterday we were sitting up there enjoying, well, half a fish finger sandwich for that ruddy. I never found a wasp. I threw my shorts about, I flicked them about, so I thought, I ain't having that ruddy thing sting me again. I don't know where it went, but I couldn't find it. So anyway, on Sunday, when the weather started mucking in again, I said, right, we're going to, because Mother got a bit down then, because she liked looking out at the weather, you see, she liked the sunshine.
Yeah, she does, yeah.
So we say to Mother, who is keeping well, I said, don't worry, I've got a treat for you tomorrow. She's getting all excited. Monday, down I go, because I'd heard the Melton Fish Bar was open.
Yes,
open again.
It is.
Down I go. I promised Mother I should be back with a treat for you. I kid you not, Leslie, I stand there the best part of 20 minutes. They didn't ruddy open, did they? They didn't ruddy open. Well, what's all that about? They're either open or they're shut. I stood there 20 minutes. Well, I come home. I was ruddy furious, I was. The wind was a-gusting. That was starting to spit with rain. I had to tell her. Well, Mother then got a strap on, didn't she? She said, that's it. I ain't having nothing to eat today. I said, no, piece of daft. You got to have something, woman. I ain't eating a thing. Well, I can tell you now she did, because she's got a tin of biscuits that she put on the side there. And unless we got rats who open the old tin and eat them, she did have some of them biscuits during the day. So she is definitely, and she's had some soup too. Anyway, I weren't very happy about that. And then what day was that? That stopped raining, the wind dropped, sort of
Wednesday, was it?
I think it was Wednesday, weren't it?
Yeah, I think it's
I
Wednesday.
always go by Malcolm's palm tree, because if that need a trim, to be honest with you. If he's listening, he need to trim his old palm tree, because they take over, don't they?
They do. Malcolm,
That was
Malcolm,
flapping about. I weren't
trim your
flapping
tree.
about as much as that was on the Monday, because the Monday was the day we got all the wind. That was a gusting round here. Anyway, on the Wednesday, I'm sorting out in the garden. In Rosemary's garden, sorry.
Yes.
And I'm twiddling about there doing, because I think, I can't remember what she wanted me to do now. I think she wanted me to tidy up her bark chippings, because she's got all bark, because they get on the ruddy grass, don't they?
Yes, the birds pick on them, don't they, and look for things.
And cats, they scrap up, you see, because they crap in the corner. In her, we don't know whose cat that is, but there is a cat crapping in her corner. Anyway, the bark chippings, where we are, I had to go and tidy them up. Next thing you know, I turn around, and I tripped over one of her gnomes, because she's got a dozen gnomes, and she paint them in the low season, because she put them out for a little bit of colour in the garden during the summer. Next thing you know, I tripped over one of them. I hurt my finger, but I have Brooke, her favourite gnome, Adrian. That's a fisherman. That's on a
toadstool,
on a mushroom, on a mushroom thing fishing, with a little rod in its hand.
Yes.
That's right, and she's named them all as Adrian. Then she's got one with a wheelbarrow, she's called Wally. Then she's got one called Horace. And then there's a frog, she's got an old frog that she's called Pierre. They're all got a name. And anyway, I broke this thing, so do you know where I can get another one from? Because she was fully upset when she said you're just Brooke Adrian.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Adrian?
I'll tell you what, Brian. We have this Make a Difference helpline, you see, and so people can call us if they know where there is a gnome, a fishing gnome sitting on a toadstool or a mushroom. They can give us a call, and we'll let you know.
It's got to have a rod in its hand.
Okay. It's got its tackle out.
I said to her, well, don't you worry, darling. I said, I'll see if I can get a substitute. No, not a substitute. A
replacement.
A replacement, Leslie.
Yes,
I said,
Mark.
leave that to me. I'll see what I can do for you. So if you see one, will you get one for me?
I'll keep an eye out for you, Brian. I'll keep an eye out.
She was fully upset, and so today today the Melton Fish Bar is open today. They're open Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I believe now.
Okay, so rock eel today.
Cod and chips, Taylor cod and chips for me. Mother's having rock eel, and the girl Rosemary's having a scampi.
Well, I hope it all goes well, and I hope you have a better week this week.
We want a bit of warmth, don't we, Leslie? It's been too ruddy cold.
Brian, gotta go. See you next week.
Cheerio, Leslie.
It's Mark.